Give it up for Real Rich. I'm from two places. I'm from Compton, California. That's where I get my accent. And I'm from a little methamphetamine town outside of Las Vegas called Henderson, Nevada. Being from these two places, I only really know about two things real well. That's methamphetamine and real high quality barbecue. I've been asked after my set a lot of times, what happens if you mix those two things? I don't really know, but I suggest a dry rub, permeate the meat, you know what I'm saying? Get it in there. The high school I went to is called Basic High School. You could look it up, Basic High School. And our mascot was called the Wolves. And it's funny because my whole life I thought a basic wolf was a dog. My mother named me Rick James. High on heroin, she named me Rick James, after Rick James. I tell you all this stuff because picture me filling out a job application. Like the first question is name, and I gotta write Rick James, right? So all right, let's keep going. Second question, where you from? I gotta write Rick James from Compton, right? It's not looking so good. Third question on there, education. Rick James from Compton's gotta write basic fucking high school. I don't know how last time you all filled out a job application, but it already says basic on there. So my shit says basic high school. In hobbies and activities, I'm not getting this job, so I just write meth and barbecue. Fuck them. My mother went to prison 3 times. She went to prison for drugs. Every time she got out, she came out with a brand new style. Like she was a totally different person. Like when I was real young, she got out of prison with a country western phase, right? And she dressed me up in like little boots and a vest and a hat and everything to go outside to the projects for my very first ass whipping. Second time she got out, she was a white supremacist, completely white supremacist, right? I was 9 years old, I'll never forget. She got fucking high and wrote a swastika right here on my wrist in like a marker. And I forgot about that shit and went outside for my very second worst ass whipping ever, right? That shit was terrible. The third time my mother got out of prison, she was, the only way to describe her is a black R&B lesbian, all right? And she had a girlfriend named Taco. Taco looked exactly like Joe Frazier. Exactly like Joe Frazier. And that shit was cool because I was one of the few people in the hood to have a black father. Shit was awesome. Taco was there for me, you know? My mother would get real high and tell me bullshit and then just pass out all the time. Yeah, like one time I asked my mom, because we would go around town using my social security number to get money for drugs. And I was like, what is that, Mom? What's the social security number? And she said, boy, that's your fart count. When you hit that number, you die. That's how many farts you have. And she nodded off. And I walked around thinking that shit was real, for real. It's like, damn, dude, I don't even know like how many I did already. This shit is crazy. And I remember telling people that in the projects growing up. Like, oh, what, you don't know about your fart count? Are you fucking kidding me? And that was the third time. I told the black Israelites about that shit. When they was telling me their stuff, I started telling them about fart count. And yeah, that's my third ass whipping. I got a question real quick. Now that we gotta wear a mask everywhere, is it okay to smoke inside? Because I feel like it should be okay now. We'll go back to that. Every once in a while, I gotta go back to Compton. You know, and if you don't know, if you're white and you drive in Compton after like 12 o'clock at night, every single policeman is after you. They all think that you're there for like drugs or sex or debauchery and stuff. And I am. So I can't be getting caught like that. They'll take your car. So what I do is I roll down my window and I just look at them like, what? You motherfuckers thought I wasn't undercover? Fucking crazy. I got meth and barbecue all up in my trunk. Hey, thank you very much.